This means for every American, the money you earn will be yours. You may save that.
Hello again, I'm Stan Turner, and this is our continuing all-news channel coverage of the disaster today in Oklahoma City, the car bombing of the downtown Federal Building in Oklahoma City. Latest reports now put the death toll at 26, and the authorities there say it is certain to climb. 300 people are said to be still missing, 200 people are reported injured, and 58 of those are said to be injured critically. And now tonight, as rescue workers try to probe through the wreckage at great risk to themselves to find survivors, bad weather is making a horrible situation even worse. If we can, we would like to take you now to Oklahoma City and pick up the pictures being shown to us from KWTV in Oklahoma City. This is their local news programming on the air right now, and of course it's obvious to you what they are doing. They are showing the local viewers the names and the locations of the various victims of today's car bombing at the Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City. Again, the death toll has been revised upward to 26, and the authorities say that it will continue to climb throughout the night and the coming days as the rescue effort goes on. This videotape, of course, from earlier today, shortly after the explosion, which happened at a little after 9 o'clock Central Time this morning. This is a relatively new building, built in 1977. It normally has about 550 people at work there. This was during working hours on this weekday, so the building was full with its usual complement of federal workers. What makes this even more horrible is that located on the second floor of this building, and you can see the force of the explosion there, what it did, it took out the entire north face of the building. What makes this worse is on the second floor is a daycare center, and that was crowded with children as well. Now, there are varying reports, conflicting reports on the number of dead children. One report says 17 confirmed dead. Another authority at the scene says 12. No matter how you count it, it's a terrible tragedy, and again, these numbers may well climb because many of the missing and unaccounted for are children. So the rescue effort goes on. This evening we mentioned to you that bad weather has kicked up in the Oklahoma City area. Indeed it has. Strong winds and pounding rain have swept over the city, and that has caused some additional debris to fall from the building itself. Virtually the 9 stories of that the building, it is a 9-story building, or was a 9-story building. The whole north face was taken out, and it was a deep penetration. The force of the blast was such that virtually the whole building will ultimately have to come down. The blast itself almost did that. Facing the building, facing that side that took the blast, the north side, you're looking at the south side here, but basically there's daylight shining through. Most of the building, the other side here we may see in a moment, that took the force of the blast, was just opened to the air, just wide open. And of course many adjacent buildings and cars, and of course worst of all, human beings, took the brunt of the blast. Some authorities say the sound of the explosion could be heard some 30 to 40 miles away, and glass shattered in a 6, 7, 8 block square area around this building. Now we're coming around to where you can see the extent of the damage. Authorities are conjecturing at this point that it is a home, or was a homemade bomb, an explosive device weighing on the order of half a ton, 1,000 pounds of high-grade explosives, much the same size of the device that went off in the underground parking garage at the World Trade Center in New York a couple of years ago. That tragedy took 6 lives. This, as we told you, has already claimed at least 26. Harrowing tales of rescue there today, with some surgeons having to climb through the rubble, helped by rescue crews. In one case, a surgeon having to amputate the leg of a woman trapped under some concrete beams. It was the only way to save her life. There was no way they could have extracted her without doing that, because to move any of the beams would have brought the whole remainder of the building, or a good part of it, down on them. So tales of sacrifice, tales of heroism, many of which have not been told yet. We'll be hearing those, of course, in the coming hours and days as authorities try to sort out this terrible disaster in downtown Oklahoma City. Who did this? Who brought this tragedy? Nobody knows yet. Authorities are looking at a number of leads. They're not talking about it for obvious reasons. They don't want to tip off the perpetrators as to how much is known about them. And of course, the White House and the Attorney General's office is leading this investigation because this happened on federal property. So the FBI is leading the investigation, and that means that legions of federal agents, not only FBI, but alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, Secret Service, all kinds, anybody who is expert in the field of this kind of investigation involving explosives will be headed down there if they're not there already. Let's now join live KWTV coverage in Oklahoma City as they are reporting this story now.
FBI agents, the best and the brightest, have come down from Washington, D.C. to sift through the rubble of the Murrah building. Photographer Dave Temez got a little closer, a little different angle, and he was able to show us some of these people as they go in and look through what's left of that building. And obviously it's going to be a very tedious process. There you see someone picking up something there, putting it in a bag. This is going to be, it's much like the investigation, I would imagine, of an airplane crash, where there's just so much rubble, so many different pieces of things. They look at it, they can tell what is important, or what may be important, what may not be. They'll pick it up, they'll look at it, they'll test it, they'll take it back to the labs in Washington, D.C. and Langley, Virginia, and see what they can determine. These pictures were taken from a couple of blocks south of where we are right now. There you see ATF agents, FBI agents about to go into the area there. They will be sifting through this rubble for the next several days. Of course, Oklahoma City fire rescue people are trying to, while they are trying to find people alive inside the building, you see the ATF people there looking outside. There you see one of the FBI agents bending down and looking at something there on the street in front of the Murrah building. Any little thing could provide a big clue as the investigation continues into who did this and exactly what type of device was used. It's going to be a lengthy process. We've seen these kinds of things before, where it takes a long time to come up with the answers. But again, the staffs have come down from various places, the Oklahoma City office, certainly other offices around the country, and of course the Washington, D.C. area. So those are some of the latest pictures we got just a few moments ago. Mitch, Jennifer?
Randy, what about that saw? It sounds like we're hearing nearby there. Is it near you? Can you see what that is?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, it's right across the way here. The RD is going to show you. It's the guys here at 800 North Hudson, the building right here. They had all their windows blown out earlier today, and they're cutting some plywood in there to try and block all the wind and the rain from coming in. So periodically, when you hear the saw, that's what it is.
Okay.
All right. One other thing, you know, Randy, we've talked a lot about the fact that this rain is hampering rescue efforts, but it can't be what the agents want in terms of preservation of evidence down there on the street.
No, absolutely not, because, you know, the wind is really hindering the rescue efforts because, you know, things are flying off that building. The rain, on the other hand, could literally wash evidence right into the gutters. And so that's going to be another problem. And at least for now, it has stopped raining. At least where we are, a couple blocks away from the Murrah building, the wind is still causing a problem. It seems to die down for a while. It was almost calm here just a couple of minutes ago, but now it's kind of picking up again, and it's beginning to get, at least from my feeling anyway, rather chilly here in Oklahoma City. And as the wind whistles through that building, the survivors who are still in there, that's going to be creating some problems for them, certainly too.
All right, thank you, Randy. We appreciate that. And as we know, you talked about the very small pieces of evidence found, and we remember from the World Trade Center bombing, they found a small piece of metal that had a vehicle identification number on it. So you think as they looked at that scene, they couldn't find anything. Yet they really can, even the slightest bit of a chunk of glass, a piece of metal or something. And Cynthia Gunn is down near the scene as well with more about this search for evidence. Cynthia?
Stand by.
Cynthia, can you hear us?
What did you say?
Just go.
Cynthia, go ahead.
They're on you.
Okay, we want to reiterate the conditions out here that rescue workers really were hoping would not happen, and that is the rain and the wind. It's kind of stopped raining right now, but it is still windy. Take a look at that building. You can see some of the floor tile and some of the other debris flapping in the wind, and it is certainly a dangerous situation as rescue workers go in there. But I tell you, the excitement here is that the 3 survivors have been brought out tonight, and that has reignited the excitement of all the rescue teams that are in there trying to find the people. They have only been through about 30 or 40% of this building, so they still have a good portion of places that they haven't even been able to check yet. And so they are inspired by this new discovery of 3 survivors and the successful bringing out of them to the hospital. And so they are certainly still in there tonight and still digging and still looking with dogs and heat detection devices trying to determine where people could be in that building and figure out a way to get them out and get them out alive and get them out safely.
Cynthia, thank you.
One thing we want to pass along to people out there is the fact that you can call into our helpline number, and I would encourage anyone to do so. You may be thinking, well, that's really reserved for the people who are down there, who have loved ones. It's not. It is for anyone, and it's really very important in these first 24 hours to express your feelings. And I know, you know, many people maybe have a bit of a macho feeling. Well, that's not for me. I shouldn't do that. Everyone should, and you can even call for someone else you know, an elderly person, what to say to your youngsters. Our Dr. Bowman is at that helpline center right around the corner, and Dr. Bowman, we've had plenty of phone calls, a lot of them about children. What to tell them?
That's exactly right, Mitch, and you are correct. Call with any kind of a question. We have people standing by. That number, 460-5988. There is help for you. Just speaking about this helps to clear your mind a little bit. I want you to meet Dr. Cheryl DeGang. Said your name correctly. She is a child psychologist who came from Tulsa. We have had a number of people come from Tulsa to help us here tonight. Dr. DeGang, what kinds of questions are you getting?
Primarily, a lot of the questions that I've been getting from youth are, how do I help? You know, I'm 12 years old and my friend's parents aren't home. How do I help? And 14-year-olds and 9-year-olds. And my suggestion to them is to reach out to their friends if they can, to talk to their teachers when they get to school tomorrow, to be open to talking about what it's been like and if it's been scary.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Mitch.
All right, Dr. Bowman, thank you. And we encourage all of you out there to call anytime. We're going to have those people there all evening long.
Complicating everything is some very severe weather south of here. Let's check in with Gary.
This tornado warning for you folks in Sulphur. If you have not taken your tornado precautions in Sulphur, you should do so immediately. A tornado is indicated very close to Sulphur. That's in Murray County. It's moving east by 55 miles per hour.
Let's go over now what we have learned in the past few minutes here with respect to the car bombing in downtown Oklahoma City at the Federal Building today. Now, at last count, 26 people are confirmed dead, 300 are missing, 200 people at least are reported injured, 58 of those in critical condition. Obviously, mostly bad news in Oklahoma City, but tonight a little bit of good news. In fact, a lot of good news to those affected immediately by this, and that is that I think within the hour, 3 survivors were brought out of that wreckage. 3 survivors. We don't know their conditions, but this has buoyed the spirits of the rescue people, and of course, the victims' relatives and friends. 3 people have been found inside that awful jumble of concrete and mortar and steel. Now, compounding all the problems tonight, Oklahoma is being lashed by some severe weather, just what they don't need. Rain, pounding rain, and some high winds are sweeping across Oklahoma City. In fact, the state has a tornado warning out for an area south of Oklahoma City, so it's a night of potentially very bad weather. And of course, the weight of the water on the rubble in that building is complicating matters and making it even more dangerous than it has been. As we heard that reporter from Oklahoma City, KWTV, say only about a fourth of the building has been searched, so a large part of it yet to go. Rescue people will be in there through the night, most of them at their own peril, a very dangerous situation, and of course they will continue at daylight. That's the latest. We will keep you posted on the tragedy in Oklahoma City. Now back to our regular programming.
For our next exercise, you'll need to lie flat on your back.
Now you too can bring one of America's leading fitness experts into your home with a video series specially designed to reduce lower back pain through increased flexibility and muscle strength. This low-impact exercise program, developed by Tony Little, has been prescribed by doctors for years and has aided thousands of lower back pain sufferers. Now available to the general public, this program is both effective and easy to follow. You need less than 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week to experience positive results. And there's a no-risk money-back guarantee. If you don't feel better after following the program for just 2 weeks, return the tapes for a full refund. Call now to order Tony Little's Road to Recovery. This 3-tape series is just $59.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. Let America's #1 fitness expert help start you on your road to recovery today.
President Clinton needed some pretty fast jogging shoes to keep up with these running partners. Clinton hit the jogging trail with the winners of last weekend's Boston Marathon. Veteran winners Cosmos Ndeti and Uta Pipig were among the runners. The president took some pointers on his jogging style and offered congratulations to the world-class runners. It's one of the strangest toys ever invented, and now it's celebrating its 50th anniversary. Reed Duffy of station WRTV takes us through the history of that weird metal coil known as the Slinky.
It is simplicity itself, and after 50 years, a living legend in the toy industry, the Slinky. Some 80 feet of metal coil goodness, one of the great tension relievers of the 20th century, and able to do all sorts of mindlessly wonderful things without benefit of batteries, moving parts, or need to assemble. Of course, the Slinky is at its most endearing for its ability to walk down a flight of stairs. And it was that phenomenon that caught the eye of its inventor, Marine engineer Richard James, in 1943, when he accidentally knocked over a large torsion spring used to test battleship horsepower and watched said spring to walk itself down from the shelf to the table over some books onto the floor. James thought it would make a nifty toy, and he borrowed $500 to manufacture a few in March of 1945, and after the usual slow start, saw it take off during the Christmas holidays after a successful demonstration in Philadelphia's Gimbel's department store. It was his wife, Betty James, who gave it the name Slinky, and who at 77 still presides over the company's continuing success in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, having sold over 250 million Slinkies in 2 sizes, as well as plastic Slinkies to accommodate new age neon colors. I don't know if the success of the Slinky got to Richard James, but in 1960 he abandoned it and his wife and 6 children to join a religious cult in Bolivia, where he died in 1974. But the Slinky will remain his legacy as one of the few toys you can take for a walk without a leash, knowing it will not be making pit stops at every rose bush and fire hydrant in the neighborhood. However, you would think after 50 years, Slinky scientists would have found a way to get the Slinky to go up the stairs. But then again, that would probably require batteries, thus robbing the Slinky of its most appealing feature. From Indianapolis, Reed Duffy, 6 News.
Clinton announced that a crisis team has been sent to Oklahoma City. He's also declared a state of emergency for the city. The Oklahoma City blast brings back some frightening memories of another bombing 2 years ago. 6 people were killed and more than 1,000 injured when terrorists bombed New York's World Trade Center in February of 1993. Today's blast bears an uncanny resemblance to the terrorist car bombing that rocked the World Trade Center. Both happened in the morning, and both bombs were about the same size. Today marks the 2nd anniversary of the Waco cult compound burning in Texas. Several groups unfurled a banner listing names of the Branch Davidians who died in the fire. The groups say that attack was an example of domestic terrorism by the U.S. government. One demonstrator says today's bombing in Oklahoma City probably has no connection with the Waco burning. The groups want government officials who ordered the attack at Waco to be brought to justice. Turning now to Japan, hundreds of people are sick from another gas attack at a train station. Unlike last month's subway attack, no one died in this gassing. Police have suggested this attack may be a copycat crime. Police are not saying if they know what the chemical was, but some commuters believe they smelled sulfuric acid. Coming up on All News Channel, a Supreme Court ruling that will affect beer bottle labels. And the list of candidates grows for the Republican presidential nomination.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Stan Turner, and this is our continuing coverage on All News Channel of the bombing, the explosion at a federal building in downtown Oklahoma City this morning. We're going to take you live now via station KWTV for a look at the nighttime efforts there to try to find survivors inside the rubble. He has been able to give us some close-in shots of rescue workers who are suspended in large buckets as they are dropped to some of the upper floors, and then very carefully try to step their way off the bucket onto the damaged floor in an effort to find survivors. Now, at last count, 26 people are confirmed dead in this apparent car bombing at the federal building in the downtown this morning. It leaves some 300 people still missing. The blast itself gouged something like a 6-foot deep crater in front of the building. You are looking now at scenes taken, of course, earlier today, but there you can see the magnitude of the explosion as it ripped off the northern side of the building, almost taking down a good part of the building itself. And now we are going live. We'll join KWTV with their live coverage right now.
2 people. One woman is still in the basement, trapped. They can obviously hear her, but can't get to her yet. They have to remove a lot of the rubble and whatnot, so that's the latest here. 2 officially have been removed. 1 is still inside. Guys?
Okay, so the 3 that they had found in the building alive, the 2 of them are out, and the 3rd person is that woman in the basement that we thought was a new person, a 4th person. It's 3 total.
Correct. That is our understanding right now.
All right.
Okay. There is a long list, as you might imagine, of those people who were taken to hospitals and treated and released, some just treated and having some more serious injuries. We've tried to put them in alphabetical order. We've been doing this list since about 8 o'clock tonight, and now we're adding the names at the bottom, so they're not all in alphabetical order.
They are, of course, as you would expect, local television there. They want to let the Oklahoma viewing public see the names of the people who have been hospitalized after this explosion. Let us bring you up to date briefly on what's going on here. As we say, at last count, 26 people are confirmed dead. Various reports on the number of children included in that number. One report says 12 children have died. Another says 17, so we're not clear on that yet. And unfortunately, sad to say that the authorities keep saying the death toll is going to continue to climb through the night and tomorrow as the rescue people try to get through that tremendous pile of rubble. Another interesting side note here tonight, a police source says that the FBI is trying to piece together a van or a truck that's thought to have carried the explosive device that did that horrific damage there today. The source, this police source, does not want to be identified, but says an axle, and the axle of the vehicle was found about 2 blocks from the scene of the blast at the federal building. So authorities are apparently enjoying some success, if these reports can be believed, at getting perhaps pieces of the vehicle itself. The suspects involved here are those you see on the screen right now. These are, of course, very incomplete descriptions they came from, and now apparently have been given the sanction of the FBI, saying that these are in fact suspects. These descriptions are the best that witnesses have been able to provide. 2 Mideastern men, dark hair, both bearded, one in his 20s, the other in his 30s, and then apparently a driver of a van or a pickup truck. No description on him. But again, this police source, apparently quoting FBI sources, saying that the FBI has picked up what could be the axle of the vehicle that the perpetrators used to get away from the scene. The explosion happened a bit after 9 o'clock this morning, that's Central Time, and the building was, of course, fully occupied by the regular workers. Here you're looking earlier tonight, nighttime scenes. The whole scene of devastation is alight tonight in floodlights. Rescue workers continue going in there, trying their best to listen for a sound, to try to get any sign of a survivor. As you might have heard just a moment ago, a reporter at the scene said that 2 survivors have been brought out tonight, but another person, a survivor, is still trapped in the basement, and rescue workers are trying to get at her. The rescue people have brought in dogs whose ears, of course, can hear things humans cannot hear, hoping the dogs can pick up the sound, the faint cry, perhaps, of a survivor under the rubble in there. There have been harrowing tales of rescue all day long. You must keep in mind that these rescue workers are going in at great danger to themselves, including there are some surgeons who have gone in, too, with the rescue workers. One surgeon had to amputate a young woman's leg in order to extricate her from that mess. Otherwise, she would have been she would have died. There was really no choice but to take off her leg, and that's what they had to do. No telling what's going on in there right now, but tonight the whole situation has been made even worse, if that's believable, by bad weather sweeping across Oklahoma. The city of Oklahoma City has had on and off rain tonight. The winds have kicked up. The rains, of course, as they saturate the building material, some of the cloth and the insulation material in the building adds weight to those floors that already are very unstable. That added weight is just another added danger to the whole situation. And of course, the winds are adding to the problem too. So what was an already dangerous situation for the rescue people is even worse tonight. But they're continuing on the job. They are staying with it. Floodlights are playing on all 9 stories of the building. As you can see there, the building affected is to the right of your screen there. That was the north face of the building. The explosion took place out front this morning, apparently in some sort of a truck, and that's what's left. This again is more videotape from earlier this evening, and that map in the lower left-hand corner is from the local Oklahoma station, and that indicates, the red indicates the tornado warning area just south of Oklahoma City, and the yellow indicates thunderstorm warnings, and that the bottommost yellow there just above the red, that's Oklahoma City area, and so they've been dealing with bad weather, as I say, just what the situation does not need, they get tonight. Let's go over the numbers one more time briefly for you. Last report, authorities say that 26 people are confirmed dead. That will rise. Some 300 people are still unaccounted for, 300 some. Also, we're told that at least 200 people have been injured, and 58 of those in critical condition. Of course, the range of injuries goes all the way from just a slight cut to traumatic, very, very life-threatening injuries to a number of people. 58 of those people, 58 of the estimated 200 injured, are in critical condition. This is said to be the deadliest explosion in the United States in 75 years. The authorities estimate that 1,000 pounds of explosives, which is about the same size as the New York World Trade Center bombing, was involved in this particular bombing this morning. That's what we have for you at the moment. The rescue efforts will continue throughout the evening and, of course, into tomorrow and probably throughout the rest of the week and who knows how many days. Before we sign off, we're going to stay with this for just a moment because we are going back to Oklahoma City momentarily to rejoin KWTV as they continue their live local coverage of this disaster. Once again, to reiterate, there is a police source who does not want to be identified who says that the FBI is piecing together what could be the vehicle used to transport the explosive device in front of that building you see on your screen this morning. The federal authorities reportedly, according to this unidentified police source in Oklahoma City, the authorities apparently have found an axle of the suspect vehicle, or what's left of it. It was found about 2 blocks from the scene of the blast. That's not very surprising given the force of the explosion. As we can see here, the bomb in a car outside the building, the north side of the building, the estimate is between 1,000 and 1,200 pounds of explosives. It left a crater on the order of 20 feet in diameter, maybe 6 to 12 feet deep. Incinerated the car that brought it in. Apparently 2 cars nearby were melted together. The explosion was felt as far away as 50 miles, and other bombs are unlikely. Initial reports said that there were more bombs ticking away inside the building, but authorities later dismissed that pretty much, thinking that the explosions that came after the big explosion might have been some weapons that the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms people, that's a federal agency, had stored in the building itself anyway. So pretty much that's the prospect of more explosive devices inside the building have been discarded now. Let's go now live to KWTV in Oklahoma City.
During the Edmond Post Office massacre, several troubling times, and I've never seen him as shaken as he was today, and just flat out just felt helpless because he couldn't get back. And we, in fact, we both went and begged for Southwestern Bell employees and some mobile system folks got the remote phone, and that's how we made contact because we couldn't even call in. So very frustrating for those gentlemen, but they finally got here and are offering their services as well.
We should point out they were down in Dallas for the Base Realignment and Closure Commission regional hearing. All right, Gary is in the Weather Center, and he's been tracking some pretty tough storms. Gary, is it lightening up a little bit?
Jennifer, in a good part of the state, it is lightening up some. In fact, from the central part of the state, Oklahoma City, to the west, everything is basically in good shape. There's some lightning in the Texas Panhandle. Some thunderstorm activity may move through the Oklahoma Panhandle, but basically Oklahoma City west is fine. We'll take a look at Doppler 9000. We're in movie mode. And you folks, southern Seminole, Hughes, down to eastern Pontotoc, Cole, Johnson, Marshall, Bryan, Atoka, and Pittsburgh County should stay alert. It's very strong.
This is Stan Turner again at All News Channel, and what you are hearing and seeing there is the local Oklahoma City weather report. Weather, of course, a very big factor anytime this year. This time of the year, it's tornado season in Oklahoma, but tonight particularly because the rainstorms and the winds are creating an extra hazard as rescue workers try to pick their way through the rubble of the building that exploded today by a car bomb. And so, as we say, weather is an extra added feature tonight because it's aggravating an already very bad situation. So obviously the local folks there are keeping a close eye on it. Despite the problems with the weather, though, the rescue people are still continuing their search. They are being lowered or raised in some cases to various floors of the 9-story building, which has been laid open to the open air, and on occasion firemen have been seen to go into or step onto what's left of the floors and try and poke their way through with lights to try to find any sign of life inside. They've brought in dogs, and I'm sure they have other perhaps more technical devices that they are using, and it's an all-out effort to try to find any sign of life in there before it's too late. Earlier tonight, just a few moments ago, you might have heard the KWTV reporter say that 2 survivors were in fact found tonight and brought out. A third has been located in a lower floor, perhaps in the basement. And they are doing their best to get to her right now. We believe it is a she. But nevertheless, there are on the order of 300 people still unaccounted for. That does not mean that they are in that building, either dead or alive. What it means is that there's a normal daily workday complement of 550 people in the federal building that was bombed today. And a good number of them are not accounted for. Of course, some of them may not have reported to work today, or simply did escape all right. Maybe they're in shock. Maybe they went home and just haven't told the authorities where they are yet. The authorities are trying to make some sort of an accounting so they know just what they're working with here in terms of who might be still in the building. The rescue efforts will continue. We will continue our coverage to bring you up to date on the disaster today in Oklahoma City. I'm Stan Turner. Thank you for joining us. Stay with us. Now back to our regular programming.
Showtime invites you to catch all the excitement. Uncut and commercial-free. Discover something new. Share the fun. Laugh out loud. Experience the thrill. Get more of what you want to see. Only on Showtime.
See it on digital USSB.
That was mellifluous. Only on Neck.
I think people are looking forward to it, and the phones are ringing more than I've heard them in a long time, so I really believe that the interest level is there.
But the danger level is there too, as the water's higher and faster. Rafters are advised to go with a guide, the right guide.
Do your homework, call around, ask, get referrals from people, and that's what I'd recommend.
It's hard to believe, but there wasn't one boat on the North Fork of the Stanislaus, a condition that will likely change when word gets out that these rapids are only temporary. I'm Dina Facino reporting.
And that's it for this half hour. I'm Stan Turner. Thank you for joining us.
Because you want all movies, all the time. The Movie Channel. A big hit that you may have missed? Or a classic that you want to see again? The Movie Channel. Just the way you want, without a break, without a cut. The Movie Channel. Because you love movies, the Movie Channel.
On Thursday, April 27th, girls across America will be heading off to work, and they're thrilled. That's because April 27th is Take Our Daughters to Work Day. Join the 25 million Americans who already participate in a day that helps girls expand their horizons. If you know a girl between 9 and 15 and want more information, call the Miss Foundation for Women at 800-676-7780.
Life doesn't need to be so hectic. Stop, take a break, enjoy what life has to offer with your entertainment and lifestyle reports at 25 and 55 past the hour on All News Channel. See what's new, what's in, what's out, what's weird. Enjoy the latest news on music, movies, and more. Reduce your stress and smile with your entertainment and lifestyle reports on All News Channel.
News. It happens early in the morning, while you're at work, when you're asleep. It happens in a dusty town in Texas, a farm community in Missouri, off the coast of Florida, and it happens without warning. Whenever it happens, All News Channel is there. We pioneered satellite news gathering, and local newsrooms all across America are joined by satellite to All News Channel. We're everywhere because that's where news happens.
This is All News Channel.
How you can help walk away from heart disease.
This is All News Channel.
The prosecution and the OJ
over a provision that cuts benefits to unwed teen mothers, welfare moms who have additional kids. Anti-abortion lawmakers are worried that part of that plan will encourage abortions. Welfare and abortions, that's the topic of our comment line. Do you think the GOP welfare plan will lead to more abortions as many fear? Here's a sample of what's on the line.
I do not believe that the new welfare reform would increase the number of abortions. I believe it's necessary to reform welfare.
Welfare cuts leading to more abortions will, yes, of course, happen.
To give your opinion or hear what others have to say, call 1-900-370-NEWS. Each call will cost you $1.95 a minute. We will record your comments and we might use them on the air. A New Jersey congressman wants an investigation into what he calls has been a government cover-up. Democrat Robert Torricelli is calling for a Justice Department probe of alleged CIA involvement in 2 murders in Guatemala. Torricelli says a Guatemalan colonel was on the CIA payroll when he ordered the deaths of an American hotel operator and a
survived. As many as 8 cases have surfaced in towns across the region.
This is a classic emerging infectious disease. The streptococcal bacteria we're dealing with is not new. We have characterized the bacteria in the sense that we have seen this over the years, but there is a clear change in the frequency with which this particular strain is occurring.
Health officials say people should be on the lookout for sores that don't heal. They're urging people to wash their hands regularly and take other steps to improve hygiene. The strep A bacteria is usually associated with ear infections and tonsillitis. A small but deadly outbreak of bacterial meningitis on
The turn for the worse. All News Channel is there, providing the best coverage for you. Your weather on All News Channel. It's the most glamorous night of the year, the Academy Awards, Hollywood's star-studded evening. And All News Channel has your ticket to the Oscars. Entertainment reporter David G. will catch the stars as they arrive. And after the envelopes are opened, All News Channel takes you backstage for reactions from winners. Watch All News Channel Monday, March 27th for your front row pass to Hollywood's biggest event.
This is All News Channel.
Senate Democrats are claiming victory tonight. Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Angstrom. Senate Republicans have a bad
This is All News Channel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Angstrom. A cliffhanger in the Senate. Lawmakers delay a vote on a balanced budget amendment until tomorrow.
To the national forecast now. Let's begin with overnight lows tonight, and where we have seen temperatures quite mild for January and February, some big changes on the way for later tonight. Look at this cold air that's dropping into the Dakotas all the way down to Nebraska. Anywhere from 10 to 20 below portions of northern Minnesota, parts of North Dakota and Montana, and that cold air is going to continue to surge all the way into the southern states here during the next couple of days. Still mild in the southeast with overnight lows over the Florida Peninsula in the 60s and 70s. And here's the forecast weather map for tomorrow with that cold Arctic high pressure pushing the cold air all the way down into portions of Texas. A nice storm out around Denver if you're going to be flying out to the new airport here later tonight or during the day on Wednesday. You may see some snow out here around Denver and the mountains of Colorado. Fairly quiet on the west coast, and the eastern section of the country during the afternoon, especially in the southeast, may see a couple of isolated thunderstorms that pop up. That's the national forecast. Have a good day.
It appears that higher interest rates have claimed another victim, existing home buyers. Sales of used homes fell 4.5% in January to the lowest level in 21 months. The National Association of Realtors reports that sales were up in only one region of the country, the Northeast. In all other areas, sales were down. Now that the new Denver airport is up and flying, it's time to look at what was keeping it in a holding pattern. Mike Fireberg from member station KCNC was there when the first pieces of luggage were taken for a ride on the new baggage system.
The bags came and went on the BAE automated system the way they were always intended to go, but for so long, seldom went. Nearly 4,000 of them went through by 9 o'clock this morning. And we were permitted to see two of the most crucial areas for this automated system, which initially carries only United Airlines outbound baggage and United's inbound odd-size stuff like skis. Both areas where tracks merge and where carts are stored so they can be sent into the system as needed were working properly. There were a few jams elsewhere, but they were fixed in moments and the passengers never knew a thing. The bags made the plane, and the BAE people cheered.
We celebrated the announcement of first bagging system. That's always a major milestone. I called Dallas office to let our engineers know that the first bag had been handled. And then we got right down to business. There's no time to celebrate.
As for the other system, the one in which bags unloaded from the planes are put in low-tech tugs and carts for transport back to the terminal, well, aside from the cold, there were few complaints. Even these chicks en route from Missouri to southern Colorado via the U.S. mail were surviving the 15-degree cold. And the man driving the tug through the DIA tunnel says traffic is moving well. 8 minutes, he says, from the terminal to the outermost Concourse C.
That'll be plenty fast. We've got a 20 to 30 minute cutoff at the ticket counter, so there shouldn't be any problem at all. We're counting on about an 8-minute outbound time, so even if it takes 10-15 minutes, we'll still have plenty of time to throw them on the plane and get them out.
Other tug drivers say 15 minutes may be closer to the time the trip really takes. Even so, that's more than fast enough to allow airlines to check bags in 30 minutes before flight time and have them be on board, as the city insisted all along would be possible.
And the new system is in for a workout. An estimated 90,000 travelers are expected to pass through the new airport each day. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, Ted Turner may be thinking about buying CBS. Sources say CBS is asking for more than $5 billion. No one from either company would comment on the report. Just last month, Turner dropped out of talks about overbuying NBC. Sports is up next on All News Channel, but first a look at how Wall Street did.
Warning, this program contains highly charged opinions.
Why is it someone like Madonna is demonized for doing things that Mick Jagger was lionized for?
4 on the floor. Just 4 independent-minded music critics telling it like it is.
I will add that John Bon Jovi's hair, as always, looks fab.
And remember, the opinions expressed do not reflect those of VH1.
Commercial crap.
That is, unless you agree. 4 on the floor, only on VH1.
See it on digital USSB.
If you're not getting the Showtime networks, this is what you may have missed in just 24 hours alone. Multi-channel Showtime, exclusive programming you can't get anywhere else. Multi-channel The Movie Channel, a movie anytime you want one. Flicks, movies you grew up with. Three different networks, 6 separate channels, 6 great choices, including exclusive programming you can't get anywhere else. Every time you turn on your TV, the Showtime networks. Don't miss out.
Multi-channel Showtime on digital USSB.
You wrote it. You drew it. Nickelodeon put it all together. Voila. And now you can watch it. It's you to you. You wrote a song. We connected you to a director. Now it's a music video. You wanted a pen pal. We connected you overseas. Now you have a friend in Hong Kong. It's You to You, the show where Nickelodeon connects you to you at home. Every Saturday at 6, 5 Central on the only network for you, Nickelodeon.
Eric Nelson's here now with sports. No sympathy for Sterling Sharp.
That's right. I keep telling you, Lisa, it's a business, and today that points it out more than ever. So much for a get well card. Sterling Sharp, the All-Pro wideout who is recovering from neck surgery, was released by Green Bay today. Sharp suffered the injury late last year. He will miss all of the 1995 season. Now, the Packers offered Sharp $200,000 for '95, but he and his agent wanted more. According to the New York Times, the Giants have made an offer to free agent running back Dave Meggett. New York wants Meggett to accept a 4-year deal for $1.6 million a season, but Meggett isn't sure he's going to sign. Meggett wants $2 million and will soon visit New England. In other NFL news, the New York Jets signed free agent back Dexter Carter to a 3-year deal. Carter was with San Francisco. The Eagles dipped into the free agent market, signing New England fullback Kevin Turner to a 3-year, $4.1 million deal. The Patriots have a week to match the offer. New England lost another player as Minnesota signed free agent safety Harlan Barnett. And the Los Angeles/St. Louis Rams named Johnny Rowland their assistant head coach and running backs coach, and Jack Riley offensive coordinator. Well, they call it the Texas two-step, and for NBA teams it can be a grueling dance. Cleveland plays at San Antonio tonight, 24 hours after taking on Houston. Now, the Spurs are one of the hottest teams in basketball, having won 8 straight at home. Meanwhile, Mike Fratello's Cavs had a rough go last night at the Summit. The Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon, scored 20 and grabbed 11 rebounds. It was Cleveland's 7th straight loss in Houston. Seattle coach George Karl may think twice the next time he opens his mouth. The NBA fined Karl $10,000 for his comments after the Sonics lost last night to Charlotte. Karl said that referee Ted Bernhardt ought to be shot. Well, the man who ransacked quarterbacks and pillaged running backs will test his toughness in the ring. Former New York Giants superstar Lawrence Taylor will be the showcase of WrestleMania 11. My money's on LT. That's sports. More news coming up.
If you're into computers, get into PC Magazine. Call now and get your next issue of PC Magazine free. Plus, reserve a free CD-ROM bonus. Here's editor Michael Miller to tell you more.
As editor-in-chief of PC Magazine, I see my share of hot and not so hot computer products. The trick is being able to separate the two. I'm here at PC Magazine Labs, our state-of-the-art multi-million-dollar computer testing laboratories, where we review and test all kinds of hardware and software. We give you head-to-head comparisons that help you know what to buy now, what you should wait for, and what's next.
Call for your free issue of PC Magazine now. Then get 21 more issues, 22 in all, for just $29.97 if you subscribe. Or cancel and owe nothing. Plus, get PC Magazine's Mega Pack CD-ROM free with your paid subscription. Call now.
Call 1-800-293-7300.
Shapely women in skimpy outfits. No, we're not talking about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. These are shapely women in scanty outfits who could rip a stack of those magazines to shreds. Al Schock has the story of a group determined to change the way people think by giving them something to look at.
They are the women of bodybuilding.
Lean, very firm.
The few, the proud, the well-oiled.
More muscular than the average woman.
And they're out to prove flex appeal, signing a new book all about them, the women of bodybuilding. Not your average bodybuilding bill of fare.
We also are ladies, and that's what we're trying to put out in this book, that we do have a feminine side. We are ladies, and we feel like women.
And that they admit it is sometimes a tough sell.
Individual sport, so it's each individual's perception of the ideal physique. So that's why you have some bigger girls, smaller girls. I mean, you've taken an average lineup of women. They're all going to be different.
Much more mental than it is physical, which I think a lot of people are not aware of. And the reason it is so mental, it takes a lot of discipline.
You are a participant for the jalapeno eating contest. You need to come over here. You need to sign up.
What's going on is...
Yes, I mean, this is it. This is the main event.
There are going to be 25 contestants.
This is where
the one that eats the most within 15 minutes without throwing up will be winner.
Come on, champion. Come on, champion. You can do it, champion. The winner from last year is here.
I'm going to walk away with a winner.
You have to leave the stand. If you don't leave the stand, you don't get a counter. Okay, we got all the contestants now.
This year I'm back, trying to get back on top. Hopefully eat about 100.
On your marks. Get set. Go! It's a crazier crowd. I don't know. Is it as bad as this? Already hit 25? 25 jalapenos.
It's not really the heat. After 20, your mouth goes numb. Okay, your lips swell up. You're crying the whole contest.
57.
How many's that? You eat and you throw the stem down. You have a judge behind you that's counting the stem.
I'm sorry to hear that. Number 6 has 60.
With 3 minutes left, I wanted to make sure I didn't have to eat more than I have to, or else you might throw up and lose it.
45 seconds.
But the other one is going on 70 already.
Are you kidding me? Yes. 30 seconds left. I said, all right, I got it. Just don't blow it. So I scarfed down about 10 more, just to ice it.
3, 2, and 1. It's over.
85. We got 85. Feels
great. Feels great. It's good to be king. It's good to be king. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
So you ask, why would anyone try to eat as many peppers as he can in 15 minutes? Well, the prize envelope has the answer. It's filled with $1,000. And that'll do it for this half hour. I'm Doug Fratelloni. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Lenny Caputo, manager of Primero Pizza. As you know, Friday at 8 o'clock, Cinemax shows a great new movie. You won't want to take your eyes off it, so what do you do for dinner? Give us a call. My highly trained staff is ready to rush our award-winning pizza out to you in time for the Cinemax premiere. When 8 o'clock rolls around, you'll be starting your weekend in style. As I always say, Cinemax premieres the movie. We just premiere the pie.
Cinemax, your weekend starts here.
Hey, Tommy, how's it going? I'm very stressed. Why? Flashcards, French lessons. What do they want? I'm 4. Try Nick Jr. Nick Jr.? It's a full lineup of shows on Nickelodeon, just for preschoolers. Hey, you sound great. I never miss it. But you weren't stressed out. Exactly.
Nick Jr., TV for the next generation. Weekdays on Nickelodeon.
Naturalist Marsha Konitic.
What do you think might be inside here that the goose contributed?
Some kids tried snowshoes, although ice skates may have been more appropriate. Others learned about some creatures smart enough to fly south for the winter.
Butterflies have never seen the place they're going to. They don't know where they're going to.
Even with a compass, these kids had a tough time finding out which direction to take. They learned to respect a 2-ounce creature like a monarch butterfly that migrates to Mexico every winter. And even the monkeys have enough sense to take the brunt of the wind chill on their backs. Fur and feathers. Who could have guessed that the animals thought of it first?
I never knew about their feathers, or that they have oil on their feathers, or about the little down feathers that they have.
Just like the birds, they have down under their over feathers. Just like we put on lawn johns over under our clothes to keep us warm.
I'm Jason Davis reporting.
And finally, non-pet owners often don't understand the grief associated with the death of a pet. A Washington State University counselor helps pet owners deal with their loss. Charlene Douglas is available 24 hours a day through the university's Pet Loss Partnership Program. She counsels most people over the phone, through letters, or by electronic mail rather than in person. Douglas says she lets grieving pet owners know it's all right to feel sad or cry. And that's our report for this half hour. I'm Lisa Angstrom. Thank you for joining us.
There is only one total body fitness machine that gives you a complete aerobic workout while stretching and toning all large muscles at the same time. This is it. There is only one fitness machine that is whisper quiet and totally non-impact. This is it. There is only one fitness machine recommended by fitness expert Covert Bailey to burn fat, lose weight, and keep it off. This is it. If you're looking for the best time to take action, get off the diet merry-go-round, lose weight, and keep it off, this is it.
Call now for your free video and brochure.
At All News Channel, we care about you and the issues that affect your life, your health, your pocketbook. At 17 and 47 minutes past every hour, in your health and consumer segment, All News Channel reports on issues important to you. Health issues like cholesterol levels and eating smart. Consumer news, what's affordable and what's new. Health and consumer news on All News Channel. It's midterm for President Clinton. Tonight, he charts a course for the next 2 years in a Republican-powered Washington. Watch the State of the Union live tonight, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on All News Channel.